Splashed it up my nose. Hey, Shaylee. Oh. So smooth. I'm so smooth. Check out this water bottle I got. I've never heard of this brand before. It's called Be Hippie. I got it at the Colorado Denver airport. How's everybody doing during this crazy time right now? Before we get started, I'm gonna try to calm my energy down. Good, you can hear and see. Awesome. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Drop where you're at. And drop what sign you are. I'm gonna lavender to calm down. Okay, plug it in and watch at the same time. Can you not do that? I do that with my phone constantly. Breathing. This is Leilani Wolfgram and Jacob Hemphill in Fortunate Youth. He's the lead singer of Soja. They loved us, and not above us. This is called Change the World. Frankincense. Except that on my crown chakra. This is actually an antidepressant. Did y'all know that? Frankincense. Good stuff. And if y'all need any oils, this is high quality stuff. I have some $25 gift cards I can hook you up. Change the world, well we could. Say you wanna change the world, well we could. So I might break this up because I was thinking I was gonna do all the signs and that I could just do it in one video, but it's probably gonna take a while. It might be really long. I guess I could go back and then add what time. So we'll see what I'm feeling like. But I'm definitely gonna start with fire because I'm selfish like that because I'm a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. My husband is actually an earth sign. He is a Capricorn. And my twins are Scorpio, Kate and Gwen are. And Karis, totally forgot what Karis is. It's not my brain. That's how good I am, guys. Like, I literally had to write down the earth signs or Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, because I don't have everything memorized. It's a learning curve. So if you ever feel like you want to go live and do tarot and you're like, I don't know everything, just do it. Just leap, just jump, just do it. Okay, let's get some more. That's a really cool song, but let's get some calmer tunes going. And my mouse isn't working. There we go. Get some calm tunes going. There we go. That's good. Hey Laura, hey Zen. All right, everybody's ready for this? Are y'all all my fire signs? What is January 24th? Is that Aquarius? Okay. Karis's birthday is January 24th. Everybody was putting down below what they have in their house. Cool, cool. What sign you are. Like I said, I tend to go long, so I might break this up into several videos. We'll just see what happens. Can I just say that I was outside today with the kids. It's getting a little bit warmer. I think it was 60 today here in Tennessee. I'm close to Nashville. And just having all, like we homeschool, having all of her friends here outside playing, running around, riding their bikes, jumping on the trampoline, going to the park. My kids are having the best time, and I just can't help feeling like this is what it's supposed to be like. Like, are we all supposed to be so busy, all of our kids in school? And this is not like about judgment, because I understand, you know, some people want to, some people can't homeschool, that's fine. I'm just like thinking of like community, like, you know what I mean? It just feels more like community. It just, like, if you ignore all the other stuff out there and you just kind of look of what your neighborhood looks like and people are walking their dogs, or that's what's happening in mine, and I'm just like, is this what it's supposed to be? Hey, do you have a roll of toilet paper I can have? They're your real friends if they say yes, right? And just like texting, hey, did Gwen run over to your house to jump on the trampoline? Yeah, she's over here. I don't know. It's just, it's nice. I like it. So there's always a silver lining. There's always a silver lining. A Pisces married to a Cancer. Star Wars poster. Thank you. It's my husband's. He used to work in the movie theaters, and they would let him like keep the stuff they were going to throw out. I think this is one they were going to throw out. I don't know. He's the biggest Star Wars fan ever, guys. He used to design Star Wars Galaxies Online, actually. And, like, he was working on a Lord of the Rings game with a company, but then Sony or whoever pulled their funding, so it didn't go through. It would have been cool. And so he loves that. He wants to get back to that. He wants to get out of teaching, actually. He's written some books. So, if you're interested, it's like the first book I think is like 99 cents on Amazon, but just message me if you want. It's Islands of Lore, Loar, by Ernie Lawrence with a U, Jr. But there's 4 in the series, and so if you like sci-fi fantasy stuff, it's post-apocalyptic, like the worlds are like broken. Like the world broke up into like little pieces. He's gonna be like, Heather, you're butchering my story. This is my interpretation of it. The worlds are like all floating, and there's like portals to get to each world, and there's like elemental magic and elves and dragons and all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. And then they like ban magic, and then that was a bad idea. So anyways, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but if you want to read it, it's like only 99 cents. And like I said, there's 4 in the series. You can order the book or you can order the ebook. Okay. Cancer Sun, Pisces Moon, Leo Rising. Nice. All right, so let's get started. All right, during this time, a lot of energy's coming up. Probably a lot of stuff that we haven't dealt with. Like, it's being triggered by... I'm trying to wave to people without knocking my phone down because the surface is slick. It's being triggered by this. Some people are triggered by the virus and they're scared about that. Maybe they have health issues and they're understandably afraid of, of getting COVID-19. And then there are other people, kind of more myself, I'm more on the side of like, having all that anxiousness about what's the government going to do? What liberties are they going to take for themselves? Are we, is Q right? And is all of this, without getting too much into this, is Q right? Are they going after the pedophiles? Are they going to clean out the cabal and the elite that are at the top? I hope that the pedophiles go down. Of course, nobody wants them around, but also in my mind is like, but is all of that to try to pacify the woke people, to say that like we should be okay when they start taking these liberties, when they start saying, okay, we're going to paperless money. Okay, here, have this chip or have this ID and it's going to have all your information on it. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm not trying to stress anybody out. That's what comes up for me, is the stress from that. And then I think we have to get a little bit deeper too and be like, okay, what's underneath that for ourselves? What is that really triggering? Is that in me? It's like triggering like a loss of control. Sometimes I can be kind of a control freak. So So if you really start getting into those layers, you can really dig up all the stuff that we've been pushing down that we really need to deal with. Right now is the time to be working it out, is to have that spiritual transformation and to really do the work on yourself. So, I mean, we have the time to do it now. Why not? You know, now's the time. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm so sorry, Amber. That's hard too. A divorce. I'm so sorry about that. I'll be thinking about you. Okay, so let's get into this. Please give us the messages right now that the fire signs need in this trying time. Please give us guidance. Let the messages come through that we need to hear. All right, I'm going to pull first card from the bottom. First card I pulled is the King of Cups for understanding. Ooh, that really rings true for me as a fire sign. Sometimes I can not be very understanding, and I can say, just deal with it, just suck it up, stop complaining. Sometimes I do that, like especially if it's someone that I'm close to. And so it's saying right now we need to have more understanding, especially for people around us with different perspectives, and let go of some of that control that we feel like we have to have. Like, why do you think this way? Why do you believe that? Why are you scared of this? And we have to have more understanding of this is their journey, and we don't control that. That's just where they're at. And so as fire signs, we have to learn to kind of temper that flame a little bit and understand that everyone is going through their own stuff. They're working out their own shit. They have their own problems, maybe health problems, relationship problems. And during any time, but especially now, we just need to have more understanding. Okay? Let's see what else comes up for us. Resilience. The Queen of Swords. And this deck is the Oceanic Tarot deck. Actually grabbed it while I was in Hawaii. I thought it was beautiful. So I think my water signs will really like this too. Resilience. Now is the time to be resilient. And, well, where did my book go? It's a mean trick the universe is playing on me right now. So I like to read the excerpts that are in the book that give a little bit more information. And my book has disappeared. What is happening right now? Oh, got it. Okay. I'm going to actually read it. I feel called to read the message from the book. So let's go to Swords. And a lot of tarot cards are similar. The cards, they have kind of the same thing. They just put a little twist on them. They might look a little different. And then the interpretation might be a tad different, but it's kind of basically the same. If you've ever seen one stack of tarot cards, they're pretty similar to others. Just kind of a little bit different take. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Erica. Aries. All right, I'm with you. That's what I'm doing right now. Fire signs. I'm going to read what it says about the fire signs. It says we need to have understanding and resilience during this time right now. So the Queen of Swords. Let's go to the Swords. There's the Cups, the Pentacles, and the Swords. Queen of Swords. The meaning of resilience. The Queen is highly intelligent and driven. She commands respect, holds her ground, and puts her interest first. Well, if that isn't fire sign, I don't know what is. She is charming, but does not suffer fools. She can see the truth of any situation in a flash. This card often comes up in a reading to show strong women like a lot of us fire signs are, business leaders, independent females, and single parents. If she comes up as the You card in a reading, it's time to show your strength of character. Advice: be prepared to make a strong decision or to respond to a final decision made by a woman. So that's our advice. Be prepared to make a strong decision. So this might even be a hard decision or a really big decision. We have to be prepared to make it and to stick to it. Or we might have some cross watchers watching this, and maybe the message to you is that you need to be prepared to respond to a final decision made by a woman. So if a woman has made a final decision, you might need to accept that. Hey, Aunt Pat. All right. I'm going to draw 2 more cards, I think, for Aries, and I think I might move on to, I'll move on to water next. Okay. All right. There's 2 cards. Let's see what we got. These are kind of jumping out. The Hanged Man in Limbo. These are mermaids because my deck is oceanic. And the 5 of Wands, competition. All right, so there might be some competition and we might be caught in a state of limbo. Yeah, we're definitely in a state of limbo right now. This rings so true. And it might be for some of you in your lives for more than just the quarantine and everything surrounding that. You might be feeling like you're caught in a state of limbo with a relationship or in your business or something else. So now is like a really good time to reflect on that and kind of make a decision. And I would say the message I feel coming through is that sometimes we might feel that we need to make like a logical decision, maybe, like especially if it surrounds business. We're like, oh, we need to do the logical thing, and whatever makes the most sense. And I found that around business that a lot of times you have to follow your intuition and where your intuition is calling you. Maybe you have a great business idea, but you're letting fear hold you back, and that's just holding you back from your purpose. You know what your purpose is, but if you're stuck in fear or I don't know how else to describe it. Just being fearful, scared, nervous, and you're telling yourself all of these stories. Who am I to do that? Who am I to do that business? I'm not smart enough or knowledgeable enough, or whatever story you're telling yourself, it's bullshit, really. Just get past those stories that you tell yourself, and stand in your confidence and lean in to what you feel called to do. Because what if that's your gift to the world and you're holding yourself back just because you're scared? Who cares if you fail? If you're probably going to make a bunch of mistakes. If you're going towards your purpose, you're going to fall down a million times, and every time you get back up, you're going to learn something from it, and you're going to be better and stronger, and it's going to give you ideas, and it's going to turn into this big, beautiful thing. So step into your power. Right? And if I say anything and it resonates with you, then that message from Spirit can also be for you, whether I'm in your sign or not. All of these messages are valuable to everyone. Okay? So that's the message. Limbo, and then competition. You might have some competition, especially as a lot of people are starting their own businesses or moving into these things, and you might feel like, how can I do that? There's already so many of this kind of business. Well, make it your own. Make it different. Put your twist on it. Make it yours, okay? If that's in relation to business. If it's in in relation to, I think, like love, if there's competition there, well, I don't think you have to worry about that. I think that'll sort itself out, because you shouldn't have to convince anyone that you're the better choice. Go with someone who sees your beauty, who appreciates you for who you are. And if you feel like you have to compete with anyone, I mean, don't. Just be yourself. Same thing as before. Stand in your power and be yourself, and let them see your beauty. And if they don't see it, bye. Bye. You want to be with someone who appreciates you. And you want to work on yourself so that you're whole and that you come together as two wholes. You might be like, why am I not finding my other person? You have to be whole first. The universe doesn't want to put together two broken pieces and get stuck in some codependence and insecurity, because that's all it's going to lead to is codependence, insecurity. Stand in your power. Be whole in who you are. Love yourself. Once you go through all of that work, then the universe, you'll crash into one another. It will happen. It will happen. You will be brought together. Okay. Let go of any desperation of feelings around finding romance. That doesn't serve you. Okay. So that's the fire signs. I hope some of that resonated with y'all. Here are the cards again. The King of Cups for having understanding. The Queen of Swords for being resilient. The Hanged Man for being caught in limbo. And the Five of Wands for competition. Okay? I'm going to mix those back into the deck. And it might be a message that another sign needs to hear. Sometimes they come right back up. So I'm going to do water.